Welcome to the AVNI Interviews. We're your hosts, Eric Bork and Mikey Taylor.
What up?
We're the co-founders of AVNI, a brand for entrepreneurs. Here on the AVNI Interviews, we interview people doing the work they want and the lifestyle they love. Really quickly before we get started, if anybody's looking to start their own digital marketing agency, that is what I started doing, what changed my life from basically hit or miss video work into having monthly retainers from clients that paid me well. If anyone's interested in getting into that, check out AVNI where we personally run you through how to start your own digital marketing agency. Let's jump in. Today's guest, you have probably seen on your Instagram feed. Everybody's seen him on your Instagram feed. He has a 36 pack. Okay, he has an 8 pack, and he is part of and the face of Motivated.fit. And his name is Brandon Schram. He's business partners with our boy P-Rod.
Yeah.
And we are stoked to have Brandon on the show with us today. Brandon, thanks for being here.
How you doing? Very happy
Fantastic.
to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's jump in, man. It's Schram, by the way, but you were close.
Oh my
okay.
gosh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Common mistake.
No. Today's guest is Brandon Schram.
There we go.
All right, dude.
So good, I need 2 intros, bro. I
There
like
we
it. It's
go.
fine, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, let's start. You're everywhere right now. People are seeing you pop up in their feed. Before we go to your backstory, how is that?
It's crazy. And it's so for me always it's incredible to be recognized for something positive. You know what I mean? Which is like what I hold so much pride in. But like I was just telling my partner the other day, I went to go open up a business account. The guy in the bank is like, yo, hold on, you be motivated. I'm like, yeah. And then another teller from around the window comes out like, bro, I follow you on Instagram. And I literally left from there to go to the gym, and a kid walked up to me there's no lie, it's 100% honest. Kid walked up to me in the gym and was like, bro, holy shit, you're in here. I'm doing your Motivated.fit plan right now. I'm on day 2. And I'm like, yo, like,
love it.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy because, I mean, granted, the base of my following is Los Angeles, but still I get orders from all around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for it to happen so often here, and it happens often, Costco, you know what I mean? At the gas station, at like most random places, it's like the influencer celebrity status, that fine line of like, you know what I mean? Popularity it's like been growing crazy this year. It's been awesome, bro.
Yeah,
awesome.
I caught on when you were at like 110, and I looked yesterday, you're almost at 300 on Insta.
Yeah,
so.
I should easily hit 3 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when it's going, 1,000 a day easy.
Love it.
Yeah, 1,000 to 12 to 1,500 a day, can drop to like a couple hundred, but it's like, yeah, it's like incredible growth, bro. It's been awesome.
So we usually plug stuff at the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and just at the beginning, in case anybody in our audience doesn't know, you can find Brandon's program at Motivated.fit.
Yeah.
And so let's plug it in the beginning, and now let's jump into your story.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
So I grew up east side of Palmdale, California. I was born in Burbank, but my parents clearly weren't wasting any time. They had us back to back to back. Me and my sisters are all 1 year apart exactly. So we just didn't have the means to live down here. Had 1 car. We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment down here, so we moved up to Palmdale. It was a little bit cheaper. And if we know anything about Palmdale now, the east side of Palmdale has gone to shit, bro. There's like we were talking about earlier, there's nothing to do out there. It's far enough from LA that you don't come out too often. It's close enough that you can if you want to, but for me, it became a trap, right? I grew up playing soccer. I was an athlete for so long. That's what I focused on. When I quit right after high school. I went to community college out there, and I was just caught around a lot of the wrong shit, bro. Caught around the drugs, caught around the drinking, caught around just wasting time on, am I gonna get out? Will I get out? It's like I look at my Facebook now and to see the people that are still in Palmdale all the time, you know what I mean? It's like, everybody's still doing the same things, you know, and I knew that was not gonna be me, so what was I gonna do to separate myself from that? We had spoken before, and it was a lot of different things that made a turn for me. I had a friend killed at a party, 17 years old. I had another friend that overdosed on Oxycontin, and that's the one that really changed my life, to see him in a hospital bed right after it happened, and really thinking about my future on like, what am I doing? I'm wasting time of valuable youth time that I can be putting into something else, something positive, something that's actually gonna help me progress and do something better with my life. I'm just focused on all the wrong shit right now, you know what I mean? And it was that, after that, did it all my friends, bro. Really didn't hang out with anybody, kind of loaned out and just started to go to the gym. And that's where I found another focus. It was like the reboot of the athletics in me that gave me that focus and gave me almost a hunger just to progress in something, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I just posted something the other day. It was like, I mean, I do crazy shit with backflips and these like push-ups on tables and this and that, and people are like, yo, this is discouraging, you shouldn't post stuff like this. But for me, I don't do these things to show off. Yeah, part of it is entertainment because it's fun to watch, but at the same time, I couldn't do 10 push-ups when I first started, you know what I mean? I couldn't bench one barbell with no weights on it when I started. Right? So the message actually for me to them is I started maybe where you are, maybe less than what you are. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit ahead, who knows? But like, if I can do this shit, anybody can. You know what I mean? It's just, this is what I found my focus in, what I found my passion in, what I put my drive behind, and I happen to progress in it.
So something I found interesting when we were talking before is you actually went to college and had a few jobs in the finance industry, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about those.
Yeah, so first job, right here downtown, headhunting for law firms. And I mean, I look young as it is, but I was clean shaven, came out. I'm 30 now. Okay. I had just turned 30. And I was clean shaven, came out. I thought I was like Rico Suave, Ricky Ricardo in my pit bull suit, trying to be fly, you know what I mean? I came down here and I'm really just doing headhunting for different law firms and placing either lawyers, paralegals, secretaries, everything. And the real money is placing the big salary clients, which are the lawyers, right? So I'll have a meeting with the lawyer, but the thing is the lawyer walks into a room and sees me. And he's been a lawyer longer than I've been alive, you know what I mean? So it's very hard for someone like that to take me seriously in that industry. So my job there became take out all the secretaries because they're all women your age. So just take them out to lunch, smooth them a little bit, whatever, and then just place them all over the place. But it's like, bro, I can do that and pick up pennies here and there. I can come there and get a bag with a lawyer, you know what I mean? But I can't because the lawyer doesn't trust me, you know what I mean? So I did that for a while, stacked up as much as I could. That's when I started my Instagram, and I started just posting fitness videos just cause, you know, it was like, I was in the gym every day, why not? Instagram came up. I really didn't even know what it was. A couple of my friends had it. It was like, you know, when like Facebook came out, but you were a MySpacer and you were like, no, bro, that's a square ass site. But like, look at Facebook now. And so same thing with Instagram. Started posting on it, just started posting progress and this and that. And people were catching on to it. And it was growing, but I mean, slowly, a couple hundred, this and that. I had taken a chance and I'd quit on a basis of people from the gym, like, what are you doing? Like, I see you making progress. So what is it that you're doing? What is your regimen? What are you eating? This and that. So I was like, let me take the degree, use it for a second. Look, I can make some side cash on this dude. If you want to work out with me, cut me $40. We'll come in at the same time anyway. We'll work out. Why not? You know what I mean? So that was like the beginning of training, unofficially. And I did that for a while, just stacking up like word of mouth cash like that. And it was a ridiculous process to try to make it happen. Like, I'd never worked for a gym. I was always independent. So there's a lot of,
You never worked for a corporate gym?
No, so there's a lot of different routes that you can take for people in the fitness route. And this is the most common question that I get from people that want to come up in fitness is what should I do? Should I try to stay independent and build up on my own, or should I go to a gym? And at least all the good personal trainers will go to a gym, build up a clientele, and then take them. And they'll go to private gyms. Just like, it's just a lot of other businesses are like that. You build it up, you take them, and you keep it private like that, because then you had to make all your money. So I'd never worked for a gym. I wanted to do it on my own. I hung flyers around Whole Foods in Runyon Canyon, right? My phone number's on it, and I would leave and come back. Not one person took nothing, bro. All my flyers still there. Not one number ripped off. Nobody called me ever. You know what I'm saying? And that was a reality check to me. Like, bro, I could look the way that I do all day. You know what I mean? But clearly, some's not resonating with these people. I got to do something differently. I just really got to hustle a lot harder, right? And so that was the beginning of the hunger to be away from a job, to be unsecure with finances, and to have bills. I bought myself a BMW because I'm a dumbass. I didn't have secure funds coming in, but my whole thing was when I get down to, I've always been someone who like, when I want something, I'll get it, right? Yeah. And I'll figure out a way to get it. And so my whole thing always was, when I moved from Palmdale to LA, I'm buying myself a drop top BMW, red interior, I'm gonna make it happen, this and that. So the first money that I got, of course, from my finance job or from the law firm job, got myself a BMW right away, you know what I mean? And I mean, unintelligently quit my job without having secure finances coming in to pay my BMW and my rent and this and that, right? So just working on the fitness, still building up the Instagram, I was running out of money. And I couldn't pay my rent. Luckily, I had like an incredible landlord, bro. I was 3 months behind on my rent. And Damn, she believed in me, bro. And she let me slide on a basis of, I believe that you'll pay me back one day, right? In Sherman Oaks, this is like unheard of, right? My BMW, Chase calling me every day, like my car's gonna get taken away. It had been 3 months, almost 4 months at that time. And so I needed something secure. I went to sell health insurance and do investment portfolios with Northwestern Mutual. I met a guy over there. He got me in really quick. I like was rushed through all the classes, tested in, and I would have made a lot of money there, but it never felt right, bro. I'm trying to sell you health insurance, right? You have 3 kids. You live in Van Nuys in a 1-bedroom apartment. And you guys are eating Cheerios for dinner, and I'm telling you, hey, so this little money that you got, you need to take this aside, put it away for retirement, just in case you die tomorrow, so that they got something. You know what I mean? They can't even eat tonight.
Yeah.
Or they can barely eat tonight. So for me to try to sell something that, because the middle class technically is the vast majority of people here in Los Angeles, right? So that was the main market, and it doesn't feel good, bro. You know what I mean? To have people spending this money that this is not the best way for them to spend their money.
I think it's hard to sell any product when you don't fully believe it's the best thing you should be giving
exactly,
them, right?
and it's it's not right for them at this time anyway.
Yeah, and I'll say also there's something about like some people, and it's great to go in, to interview, to get that job, and get the corporate card. But I've done that also, what you're describing.
Yeah.
And there's something about when you're doing it, the whole time I was doing it, I'm like, this is not
it. It doesn't feel right, bro. Yeah.
Why am I here? I don't want to take this test. And the whole time I'm just like, get me out of here.
Always.
So it's kind of,
Do you think that's for everyone, or do you think that's just entrepreneurs?
I think there's some people love it.
I do too. I have friends who love the structure and stability of corporate America.
Yeah, for sure.
That. Yeah. So I have people, and even my parents, it was always like a love-hate thing with what I was doing in the beginning with my parents, because they were broke when they were kids, right? Their families didn't have any money. So they finally had security. So they were always the ones to, I want you to be secure. They technically wanted, I want what's best for you, right?
Yeah.
And to them, it's security and a steady income, a savings, this, that, you know what I mean? But to me, I always looked at it like this. You have a corporate structure of whatever it is, whatever job that you're gonna be at, right? And I can only go from here to here.
Yep.
And that's it. I hit a ceiling, and you can essentially plan out your entire life with a financial planner from the time that you start to the time that you expect you're gonna be whatever. I think I'll have a kid around this time, maybe I'll have a wife, whatever, this and that, blah, blah. This is how much money you're gonna make in your lifetime. Mm-hmm. That sounds insane to me, because I can do that this year. You know, I can be broke last year and do that this year with something I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? And so that's a huge thing that I preach on my Instagram. I preach a lot of motivation. I do a lot of even like spoken word motivations, just to try to give them, to try to resonate even with millennials as well. You know what I mean? But to present it differently to people, to really get them thinking about it in a more creative, artistic way, rather than someone just spitting facts at you all the time or talking to you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just something different to listen to, and I think at least it's shown that people take it in, they receive it well. And to go back to the question, that's why we need people like that though, right? I think everybody is capable of breaking away and doing something like that. I just don't think that people people will. But we need those people.
Yeah.
We need those corporate people.
Absolutely.
We need those 9-to-5ers. We need those, you know what I mean? We need the Whole Foods people. We need these people and those people. And like, not to say that they might change their mind at some point, but yeah, we just need them.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a draw to it. Like, I used to have a corporate job, and I had, you know, my whole mortgage paid for, all my food paid for. I had retirement. I had the corporate card. It is very comfortable. But then you get to the point where you're like, I want to do this, and you hit a ceiling, and it just, I like, it sounds like you're just like this.
Yeah.
I need to be able to go past that ceiling. I need to not be stuck.
So it sounds like you took that job just because it was out. You had to.
I absolutely had to. And
right?
so the funny thing about that too is it's very, very corporate, right? And during that job is when I started to get my hand tattooed, because this was almost like, you know how you were just saying, like, I knew I wanted to get out. I didn't want to do it. Yeah. This was almost my way of rebelling with myself to like, all right, I'm gonna go get my fucking fingers tattooed. And at some point, I'm gonna have to step away from this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Almost forcing myself to do it. Granted, I wanted to do it anyway, but it's like at some point I'm gonna get tired of putting makeup on my fingers every day going to work. You know what I mean? I'll figure something else out. But it's like I've always been like that. Just always like hungry for something, hungry for more, hungry for just like something bigger, and knowing that you can get it.
So were you just like, okay, I'm going to take this job for now, pay my bills, and continue to build the fitness, your fitness clients? Yeah,
and so the tough part about that is the beginning of that job is sitting in an office cold calling all day. And if you get somebody after hours that wants to have a meeting, you got to go. So I was exhausted, and I actually was falling off of gym and like workouts and like falling off the Instagram and stuff at that point, because I was so consumed with what I was doing there. And so, what was it? I did a competition, and it was around that time that I was like, I'm really gonna start taking my fitness a little more serious. I had like supplement companies reaching out. That's when I had finally hit a K, right? I had a 10K. And when you get the K, it's like, hold on, I might be somebody. Hold on, you know what I mean? And I finally hit that K, and that was the switch in my mind. Like, damn, if I can at least have 10. I could have 20, bro. I could have 100. I could have 1,000,000. I know it's coming. You know what I mean? As long as I put forth the effort for it and do it. So that's when I started to pull away from that job. And it was literally cold in that job too. I came in. I was like, I'm out. I took my savings from it, and same thing. I was like, I'm gonna push the fitness. I'm gonna push the training. I'm gonna push whatever I got to do right now to make it. And even at that point, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew I didn't want to do that. Right? I didn't want to work that job. Yeah. And I wanted to do something outside of it, something in fitness, something entrepreneurial. I just wasn't sure and wasn't aware of it exactly yet.
So what was the next step after you had a little nest egg, right? Yeah. And then you go and you quit. Where'd you go from there?
So I go and quit, and that's when Instagram started changing my life, man. So J-Lo's boyfriend reached out to me on a DM. And he was like, I feel like we have similar frames. I want to look like that. I'm like, who is this? Because he was like 200,000 at that time, this and that. I'm like, who is this? And so I Googled, I'm looking. I'm like, oh shit, J-Lo. So I Googled, like, is this current for real? J-Lo's boyfriend. I'm like, oh shit. So he's like, let's meet at 11 tonight. I'm like, fuck, all right. You know what I mean? I got to go. So I went, I worked with him, and that was interesting because he had just filmed a movie a month previous to that. And he had been off this whole month, not working out, eating like shit, doing whatever he wanted to do. And they had reached back out to him and said, we need to refilm the last scene of the movie. He has a shirt off. It's in a fight scene. He was like, you need to be ready for this in like 3 days. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So he was like, I need you to get me ready. I need you to do whatever we got to do. So 2-a-days in the sauna, this, that, no carbs, whatever. Everything that I had learned from doing my competition, pretty much we prepped like that. And so that first day after we worked out, he was like, I really like this, and I think Jen will like this. Tomorrow you're at Jen's house. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, you're gonna be working with Jen tomorrow. So like, just show up and be ready. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like, I never even had a personal relationship with a celebrity before. My first one is Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. At her house, in her place, in her own gym, this and that. And I'm like, all right, shit. And that was incredible. She was the only celebrity ever that I had been nervous to work with, just because I hadn't worked with any of them yet. And you go from here to here, right? I'm like not a D-list, not a B-list, nothing. You're going to like one of the biggest in the world. And so that was incredible, bro. It was incredible. And she's raw, bro. Like just like real like Bronx Jen when she works out. First day comes in, slaps the boombox on the ground, DMX. Oh my God, this is what it's gonna be like. All right, let's get it, because it was a vibe, you know, and it worked out. Yeah, and from that it was through her I met Prince Royce. I got him ready for a tour. I was working with him for a month, and twice a day, same thing. I was with him every day, 7 days a week. I cooked all of his food, every single meal that he ate. I had gotten him ripped in 30 days, and he was like, I need you to come on tour. I can't lose this. I have to be on stage, shirt off every day. So it was a full national tour with Ariana Grande. Oh. Yeah, and so I had gotten to work with Ariana on the tour, you know, and that was awesome, right? So I get to travel a whole city, and this is all within a span of months of quitting a job, right? So like that, come back, and...
Were you tripping when this was happening? Were you like, what the...
Bro, it's just like, yeah, because it happens
fast.
It happens fast. And then so the recognition from that as well, because now the good thing about that is his audience is mainly a Latin audience. He's one of the biggest Latin singers in the world, right?
Who are you talking right now?
Prince Royce.
Yeah,
so his audience is good because this is an audience that I would have never been or wasn't exposed to at the time, right? So it's a completely different audience for me, right? And so I'm Asian, but at this time I'm like trying to speak Spanish and shit because I know that I need to relate to his audience as well. So kick back to that Spanish 3 in high school, man. Try to work it out to try to pull that audience and get that audience love. And it wasn't long after that. Came back. I was at a bowling alley.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Me and Mikey are fans. Well, obviously, but when we were younger, we were really big fans of the game.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
This what happens when you work out with Game one time.
Yeah, you just went
You come in looking like this. Yeah, so that was a funny story. It was interesting. My friend had like forced me to go bowling in Woodland Hills, and I was in Hollywood at the time. You know, like the trek from Hollywood to Woodland Hills doesn't happen, right? So
trek from Hollywood to anywhere.
Yeah. There's no freeway, nothing. For like all the out of towners that aren't from LA, it sucks. But yeah, so I'd gotten out there. He had a bunch of the middle lanes locked down, just him and his friends. It was just a bunch of people, like a cool little party in the middle. It was a Saturday night, so it was like a bunch of kids there too bowling. And I had seen him, and I'm like, all right, game. I was like, let me see what I can finesse, what I can work out. So I cut all the kids off in line, walked straight to the front, and I was like, I need some shoes, and I need that lane. She was like, the lane's not available. And I was like, give me some shoes, we'll figure this out. You know what I mean? So I get some shoes. And how the universe works, bro, there was a chick that lived in my condo complex that I had seen one time in the elevator, once. And came in like, oh, hey, what's up? Cool, nice to meet you. All right, bye. She was sitting at Game's table. And I was like, here's my way in. So I walk up like, no way, small world, you know what I mean? Crazy, because it actually was crazy. One of the guys that she was with was good friends with Game, and Game walked up to me, because we're the only people that he doesn't know. And he's like, who are you guys? And I was like, what's up, bro? I was like, we just came to bowl, we got some shoes. And he was like, where you bowling at? And I was like, we're trying to get that lane right there, but it's on hold. We gotta wait. And he was like, bowl with us. I'm like, all right, why not? So he puts me on his game. So I walked in and now I'm bowling with Game, you know what I mean? And I was wearing a tank top, I had a jacket on, I took it off, I was wearing a tank top. He's just like, yo, what the hell? I'm like, damn, this dude is ripped, this and that, blah, blah. And so just chopping it up back and forth in between bowling and stuff. And I showed him my Instagram, and I was like, look, we can do stuff like this, check this out. And I'm like, if you want to work, let me know. And that was on a Saturday. I was with him on Monday, working at his house. So it was like, it's crazy what can happen, especially here in Los Angeles, which is a big reason why I haven't left and I can't leave, you know what I mean? Because things like that happen here. You can go to dinner and run into somebody that
for sure
happens to know somebody.
So you're totally right. I don't want to talk about this for a second. You're totally right. But there's a lot of people, there's a right and wrong way to go about trying to work with somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Now that you're on the other end, I'm sure a lot of people come up to you now.
All day.
And you find somebody who comes in way too hot.
Uh-huh.
Or you find somebody that comes in the right way and you go, yeah, you're kind of cool. I want to hang with you, right?
Yeah.
explain what happens when somebody comes in the wrong way. That you're just, if somebody comes in too hot, you're not going to get a shot just because you see somebody.
It's an automatic turn on, bro. It is, and it's
an
like
automatic L for sure.
Huge L quick, and it's in. I
Give
feel
it
like
real quick. What's the right and wrong way to like try and like if you see a celebrity out or see somebody you want to work with, give a couple rights and a couple wrongs what you do not do or do.
You definitely don't try to take a picture ever. Don't fuck around with that. Yeah, you take an L quick because you don't ever want to fanboy it. You don't ever want to OD on just like. On just being like a hype beast on them. I feel like it depends on what you want out of it. So like mine is business, right? If I approach them directly from a business standpoint, and for me, it's really nice to meet you. We're connected through these people, right? Or say you're not connected through these people, but I'm a trainer here. I'm a celebrity trainer here, and these other clients that I've worked with, I would love to work with you if you were open to it, or if that's something you were looking to get into. You know what I mean? Here's my contact info, you can take it or this, that, blah, blah. Have a card. Cards are great so that you don't have to do the whole phone thing, you know what I mean? Because if they don't want to give you their phone number, then you're just like a sitting duck, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's an L. Keep a card on you with this and that, and when you see it, spit it real quick, this and that. And the thing is like, they're either gonna respond to it or not. You know what I mean? They're either going to want to work with you or not. They're either going to, it might be something that they need or not. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it's a shot that I'm always willing to take because that, and again, who knows? They might not even know that they need this and be like, you know what? If he's worked with them and it's worked with them, why not? You know what I mean? Let me take a chance on this and see what happens. Because if I get one chance, I'm either going to lock it in or I'll lose it. But I'd rather have that one chance to do it than not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just don't try to take photos, bro. Don't come hyping. Don't come hype beats. I'm sure people try to do it with you too. It's just like.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just always like I don't mind if somebody just wants to shoot a photo personally.
That's different.
But yeah, I think like to me you have to. I guess it depends what your ultimate goal is, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's something like if you want to work with them, I like the idea of just like coming in, saying what it is, and doing it like in a respectful, cool way.
Exactly.
Right? If it's something else, like I think you just need to remember like they're a person also. So it's like start the way you would start with anyone else. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. What's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like ease into it a little bit.
Yeah. So even with me now, it's interesting the people at gyms that come up and talk to me. Clearly, it's a lot of the people that come and talk to me at gyms because these are all fitness people. They see ads, they see Instagrams, this and that, and the nervousness that some of the people have, which I think about it in a couple different ways. It's cool and it feels good. Like, whoa, this person's actually nervous to meet me. You know what I mean? You just feel like a regular dude, you know. And this is how celebrities feel, like super spotlight people feel when anybody comes up to them and they're nervous to meet and stuff like that. But it's always interesting. It depends. There's people that come up to me that, oh, let me hop in on a session with you, or let's do this, let's do that. But at the same time, it's like people pay a lot of money to do that. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's and you don't want to be. So you need to find a fine line between that as well, for me at least, because it's. Everybody wants to work out with me, right? Everybody wants to hit, yo, let's get a workout in, let's do this, let's do that. And so it's difficult because I have X amount of hours in my day to do this with people live in person, right? And then how many times a day can I possibly work out? Yeah. 10, clearly. So it's like, I don't know, it depends on how they come in and what they want, what they're asking for and this and that. And if they're like, if I feel like you can get a good gauge on people after a while of who's just trying to like beast on your hype. You know what I mean? Like, let me get a video with you. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, something ain't right about this dude. You know what I mean? Or like people seem a little disingenuous or like just motives and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean. I
think like just don't annoy people. You know, I think that's like a big, just like don't be. It's funny because I just work out by myself at the gym and I don't like to talk to anybody. Like I won't let people, like someone like tries to spot me out, and this is just, I'm not like you. I don't like do it for a living, but I try to go to the gym and not talk to people. That's my thing. So anyways, let's keep going with your story. So you're basically doing this. Did you have more on that? Okay. So you're basically doing physical training. You get to train celebrities. So let's move into, you start doing a program, Motivated.fit. How did this all come about?
So this was, I have a partner, John. Paul's behind it. Bo Daniels.
Pete Rod, just so the audience knows. Pete Rod.
Yeah, Pete Rod behind it.
And John, who's here with us in the room.
Yeah, Bo Daniels, chiropractor for the Rams. He owns or a partner in the Mamba Academy, Sports Academy. And it's funny because this was almost in the making for years, and we had an agency that was a middleman between them and me for so long, and we tried to do a couple things, and they came out like they came out super corny the way that it was because of the middleman, right? And time had passed. Timing is everything. Let me start it with that. Timing is everything. Time had passed and the right time happened, because even at that time, I probably, not to say that I wouldn't have been ready, but I wouldn't have been as good as I am at the time that I started Motivated.fit. And so John had reached out to me directly on a DM and had just said, I have something that I think would be awesome. We can motivate a lot of people and we can make a lot of money. What's up? You know, and I was like,
and this is what, like a year and a half ago?
This was not even a full year ago.
Not even a full year?
Yeah, not even a full year ago. So last April was probably the DM.
That's right.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, it's like, I like motivating people and I like money. So it sounds like a win-win to me. So let's sit down. So we got on the phone, we talked about it, we conceptualized it, Motivated.fit. And what makes this different is I speak a lot on my Instagram. Like I was saying before, in like spoken word, but also in just a lot of motivational stuff. I start every single day. So every day on my story, very first thing is, it's another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. And it's like, it turned into like my coin term that's like stuck, right? And people look forward to that now. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just preaching positivity and inspiration and letting people know that like you can do whatever you want to if you put your mind to it. But what makes this course different is that we added that into the course. We added a mindset training into the course of getting your mind right first before you work on your body, before you work on anything else. Because if this is not right, this is the most important piece, right? The most important tool that you have. This goes to shit, everything else does. Yep. You know what I mean? With stress, with anything, it's thoughts, it's beliefs, it's like ideas, anything that comes through here affects the rest of your body. So you need to be on point with your mind before anything else gets on point first. So that's the first thing that comes in Motivated.fit, and we teach you a lot to, first and foremost is just gratitude. You know what I mean? To wake up grateful. You know what I mean? To be grateful for the things that you have in the current situation, because it could be a lot worse. And not only that, it's just when you put out a vibe like that, an energy like that, it comes back. You know, so it's an attitude of gratitude. That's another big term, but. From there to like proper goal setting, you know, writing down goals, manifestations, writing reminders of yourself. I have messages on my mirrors. You can put some on your phone, this and that, but they're constant reminders. You know who does a good job of this that I saw? I'd watched the Conor McGregor documentary.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't. It's awesome, bro. It's awesome. And a lot of people hate on him. It is what it is. To me, he's someone that knows what he wants and he will get it. He will go get it, like bar none. Whatever's in his way, knock it down and go do it. And that's what I like. That's the mindset that I try to stay on as well. So he, as a kid, would write world champion on his water jug, every water jug that he had. And so you can see through the documentary, even as a teenager, working his way up, every jug that he's holding says world champion on it, all the way up until he fought for his world championship. And he became world champion in 2 different weight divisions. And so that right there, it's a manifestation of making things real in setting that goal and reminding yourself so often that you believe it so heavily that there's no way that it won't happen. You know what I mean? And those are the kinds of things that we preach in Motivated.fit. So it's not just about fitness at that point. It's getting your mind right to set you up for success in every aspect of life, whether it's business, whether it's fitness, whether it's this, that, but fitness plays hand in hand. So here's a workout course for you, a full body weight workout course. Anyone can do it anywhere. You know what I mean? There are no limitations to it. It goes from beginner to advanced. It's anyone, anything, anywhere at any time. I wanted 0 limitations on my first course at least, right? And from that, it's been incredible, bro. It's crazy. Even like ones that have popped up today, I posted a couple of them today, and like a guy just posted, lost 10 pounds in 10 days. This is incredible. You know what I mean? Another one posted 7 pounds down since January 1st. You know, people, not just the physical changes, but my mind is so strong now. I get through these workouts. I can get through work. I can get through this and that, blah, blah. My belief in myself is so much higher. My confidence in myself is incredible. I can do this, I can do that. I look at myself differently. You know what I mean? Those are the life changers. Yeah. Granted, like weight fluctuates, right? But when you can change the way that you see yourself and the way that you believe in yourself, that's what changes the rest of your life, right? Yeah. So the physical aspect is the confidence boost. It's the health. It's all of the rest of the pieces of the puzzle that go along with the mindset. And then we give you diets to follow, which is extremely important, most important as far as the physical aspect. And it's just, everything starts from the inside.
So you're going through, I mean, you're obviously the expert, you've been celebrity training, but you're going through a pretty crazy transformation. And it seems like they always say that like in teaching people, you grow. So tell us about your transformation. Like this is all happening really recently.
Yeah, the growth alone. So think like we started Motivated.fit. I might have had, I was at 90K on Instagram in less than a year now. I'm about to hit 300. So at 200% a year, projected, I'll double, maybe triple the following this year, easy. So with hopes, I should be at 1 million by the end of the year, right? And I don't see why I wouldn't be. Everything like monetarily has changed, but.
So I asked before, let me cut you off real quick. I asked before what we can talk about numbers wise. So active users, you guys are at like over 10,000 active users on Motivated.fit.
Yeah, over 10K.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so over 1,000 new users a month.
Love it.
Yeah,
that's big growth. That's a paid program. So
which has been incredible. But you got to also take into account the testing period, right? So we dropped it less than a year ago, and you have months of testing of what works, what doesn't, what ads work, what don't, this and that. You know what I mean? And if we're really, really talking about like when we actually got it, it maybe wasn't until like September. Of like, all right, now let's start moving. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we had another meeting in November, and we were like, okay, now it's time to really get serious. We started moving. You make a little bit of money. You start seeing results, this and that, and we got a little bit comfortable, right? And we sit back for a second, like, cool, I'm boosting. My Instagram's going. We're making more money, this and that, blah blah. You know what I mean? It's just like it wasn't on what can we be doing next? How can we be making more money? What can we be doing with this? You know what I mean? How can we reach more people at once? What can we do, right? And we went through 2 months of that, sat down in November, and it was like, it's time every day to be on this. We need to be in contact multiple times a day, every single thing, whatever it is, every detail, run it by each other, and we're on it, right? When it comes to this and posting a testimonial, posting this, all of these little things in the big scheme of things make a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing it and you're automatic with it, boom, 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 it keeps going up, you know? And it's just, it goes back to anything, right? When anything that you're doing, if you do it the right way, the way that you're supposed to do it, and you stay on it, it works. Yeah. Does it not? Mm-hmm. Always does. Yeah. And that's essentially what this was. It was, these are the things that we need to do. We need to stay on it. We need to be consistent with it. And if we do this, this is what's going to happen, right? And yeah, bro, our following is multiplying, like hand over hand, like these users. We have a Facebook community of thousands of people now in it, motivating each other. They're all talking to each other, hyping each other up. They all get to track each other's progress and talk to each other, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think when you start selling when you start selling a product or selling something that's helping others, it takes your brand to a different place.
Oh, next level.
I think it's like, it's one thing people following you just to see what you do, but like when you put out something that people resonate with, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least on my end, they feel different about you. It's like it puts you in like a different place almost of like, they just like fuck with you way more almost, right?
Yeah, because in those, the people that recognize that it's real, right? Because this is all real, and these are all actual life growth changes that are happening, and progressions and this and that. You know what I mean? It's not just entertainment. I'm mixing the entertainment with education and with motivation and with progress and with this, with that, when you come to my page, regardless of anything that I post, it will have some type of knowledge behind it, education behind it, motivation behind it. It will have something behind it. Every piece of content that I ever release, whether it's a story, whether it's an actual post, whether it's a YouTube, this, that, whatever it is, always comes with something that you can take from it, right? And so that's just always been, for me, my goal as an influencer, to leave a positive influence on anyone that comes across me, my page, my post, me in person, anything like that, right? And
let's talk about that real quick. So what are the things that you guys have done differently with Motivated.fit? So, and the first one that comes to my mind, and you just described a couple, but one of the ones that comes to mind is one we're talking about yesterday, is that one of your ads is basically you, which I've seen, jumping up a post office truck. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff like that you guys have done differently. And I know we know John, so we know John, is it Bhatia? Am I saying it right? Yeah, John Bhatia. He's a lot behind like the target marketing and that type of thing. But your guys' approach, you've done a lot of stuff differently. Because I see a lot of programs and I see what they're doing, but your guys' approach is very unique. So that's one thing. That was an ad. So how did you do that? So
that ad, you run it down to the basis of marketing, and it's, you need a grabber. So especially right now in this time, right? Because with social media, with this, that attention spans are so short, and you need to be able to capture someone right away. Because all they have to do literally is move their thumb up and it's gone. It's not a commercial anymore where it takes, you got to change the channel, you got to move it, this and that. It's right here, and they might not have the sound on, they might not have something. So that's like, even putting subtitles on, it makes a difference. Things like that. So for us with that, I posted it as a joke. I just shipped out a package at USPS, and I set my phone up on my car, and I climbed up on top of a USPS truck, and I jumped off of it backwards, and I reversed the clip to make it look like I jumped on top of it. And so in the caption was like, "Yo, Marvel, let me know when you needed a superhero." You know what I mean? Haha, just kidding. It's reversed. We saw that as a grabber, because that video started to go viral. Multiple different pages were posting. It was everywhere. What was this real? Wow. Da, da, da. A lot of people knew that it was fake when they were posting it anyway. They're like, go to the original, it's reverse. But it's right at that point where people are like, is that real? You know what I mean? To where they're so engaged with that quick piece of content that now they're stuck and they watch the whole video. So it was such a good grabber, and it was that by far has been our best ad. You know what I mean? And we need to capture that audience to stay there just for a couple seconds longer, so that they can see who I was and what I was doing, what I had to offer, and that it was something good. The whole rest of the video, solid. Everything that we say about it, solid. You know what I mean? All the information you get from it, solid. We get a lot of backlash from that video because people look at it as being deceitful, but I'm not teaching you how to be Superman. You know what I mean?
Teaching people how to jump up a truck.
I'm not telling you how to jump up a truck. I'm not doing anything like that.
That's a solid marketing principle, though.
It's marketing. So some people look down on it. It is what it is. It goes back to like just the basis of capturing an audience, and that's what that does, and it does it incredibly well. And so we've been able to do that with all of our ads. I've won. The first thing that happens, it actually John's in the commercial. First thing is I slap a donut out of his hand. You know, good, and we stare each other down for a second, and it cuts out. Yo, what's up? My name is Brandon from Motivated.fit. You know, so it's these things that capture, and all the comments from that are either I either need this guy to be around me to slap these donuts out of my hand, or like, this dude would catch these hands if he ever slapped a donut out of my hands. You know what I mean? But all of these things, they're engaging, you know, and they bring people in, and people engage with it. And the more engagement that you have, the more people are going to see it, the more people will, you know what I mean, mess with it. So, we've done a really good job of it. We have OG Facebook marketers reaching out to us all the time. Like, we run your ads, we study your ads. It's awesome. We have people that we looked up to building out our funnels, building out our course. In the very beginning of like, what type of ads should we run, this and that, blah, blah. We got creative. We dropped the ads that we dropped. And the people that we looked up as inspirations are now asking us how we're doing our things. You know what I mean? So how everything has come full circle in like such a small amount of time has been incredible.
So tell us about the kind of the who's involved in the company and what they do. So you have John, who's with us.
John is the brain behind the company, right? He was the concept. He's the executioner. He is the one that makes things happen. He's the machine, right? Me, face. I created the actual content of the course. All of the mindset, the actual workouts, this, that. So all of that is me. The creativity behind the ads are us together. There's ads. One of our best ads, literally, we wrote in 5 minutes. It was, this would be a good idea. Let's try this and that. Boom, boom. I memorized it. We did it it was a one-take shot. It took a couple takes for me to do it. The ad kills, bro. Millions of views right away. Paul Rodriguez Finance. Bo is the legitimacy behind the brand. Bo is, like I mentioned, the chiropractor for the Rams. He had played at the highest level of volleyball. He knows the ins and outs. He's Dr. Bo, bro.
Yeah, we know Bo. Yeah. I know Bo well.
Yeah, you know Dr. Bo. He's a legend. He knows exactly what it is. So he's the science. He's the brain behind it. He's the one that legitimizes everything that I do and I say, and that cosigns exactly. Gotcha. So he's there to make sure that everything is right and it's always on point. Pops, CPA. Pops is the one that makes sure the money's right. We're not wilding out on these company cars. We're doing things okay. Yeah. And then Heath Mo. So funny because the question that Heath had asked me at the first dinner that we all had together was, so how do you feel about being a celebrity? And we're like, what? And he was like, well, you're gonna gain a celebrity status from this. I'm just saying. So how do you feel about being a celebrity? And it's funny because me and Paul, we looked at each other together and we were like, what do you think we're doing this for? Like, what do you think I've been trying to build this for? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be on the magazines and on the shows and this and that, like mainstream. That's always been my biggest goal, is to be as mainstream as possible, to reach as many people as possible. Because I know so many people in fitness that are like fitness niched, right? That they've built the niche for themselves, and granted it works for them, but the expansion from it is it doesn't look likely. You know what I mean? I've always like carved my way to keep myself very, very mainstream and tried to stay mainstream so I can go all the way mainstream and make all of those things happen.
Yeah. And just so our audience actually knows Heath, just in case they didn't catch that, it's Heath Brinkley, CEO of Primitive.
Yeah.
So okay, that's all. You guys have a solid team.
Oh, we have a dope team.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Krista and Earl, they're our two employees, man. They are beasts. They're the system behind it. They answer all the emails. You know what I mean? They make sure that you get what you ordered on time, this and that. You got problems, they fix it. And yeah, it's without them, we'd be dead. We got lucky because even her, Krista's a beast. She's MBA in nutrition. She has a digital design background. She's like all of these different things in one, and knows computer science, knows the ins and outs of business. So for us to have someone like her, it's been awesome because we can drop an idea and say like, you know what, I have an idea for a separate website that we might want to run, and we have an idea for like this, what do you think? And these are the things that we want on it. Overnight when I wake up, full website will be built out.
Love it.
It's like, yo, you know what I mean? Just a machine, bro. Yeah. And those people like that they're priceless, bro. It's incredible. Yeah. So those two are a huge part of the Motivated.fit team. So yeah, we got a pretty solid group and a solid system behind this thing that push it.
So,
Love it.
So him and I have been talking about digital products for a long time.
Yeah.
We love digital products.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny, we feel like it's like
you love to buy digital products, or you love the concept of selling a digital product? Yeah.
Both. I love what they are. I love how they work. And to me, digital products for like the influencer, us, it's kind of what e-com is to like retail. It's like you now go straight to the source. It's become such a new type of experience, and even like seeing what it does for, like what it can do for someone in fitness. Like we have a couple friends who, similar to you, they had clients, right? Their whole thing was like working with people in person, and then they built out a digital product and experience how many more people they could reach at one time.
Easy.
Right? And it was just like this, it's like when you own a business and you see the difference between selling through your website as opposed to selling through retail.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to go back to retail, as shitty as it sounds.
No.
It's like,
once you hit the masses, it's like, what have I been doing? You know what I mean?
We think it's the best thing ever, which I'm like, we've seen what it's doing for you, and you've just kind of told us
and it's incredible. And you can, so this is the thing about a digital product too, is you can be one dude, you can be two people in a studio, a 1-bedroom apartment, right? You don't need any storage, you don't need any overhead, you don't have anything, no extra cost. You have your digital product. You take the time, you invest your time to build out the correct digital product. Granted, depends on the way that you want to push it. If you have the following to push it already, awesome. You already have an audience to start doing it. You know what I mean? There's a ton of different ways to build out your network and your sales revenues. You know what I mean? Through your audience, through ambassadors, through this, through that, getting people to, you know what I mean, help sell your product for you for whatever it is. And like I said, you can do that in a 1-bedroom apartment, bro. Yeah. You don't need a warehouse for anything. Yep. You don't need a storage for anything. You don't need this, that. And this is also something that right around Christmas time is where like a lot of e-commerce like starts falling off. They stop advertising because people are not going to get their products in time, right? We boosted all the way up because our product goes to you instantly. So for us, it's those pockets and pieces that are super beneficial in having a digital product. And you can change it at any time, right? So you can listen to the audience. If there's something that the audience isn't resonating with, like, dang, I wish that we had this. I can add it at any time. Like, you guys wanted to warm up? Cool. Hey, tomorrow, like, hey, just wanted to throw this gift to you guys, an extra warm up. You know what I mean? Yeah, the benefit behind having a digital product versus like an actual physical product is, to me, incredible.
Yeah, it's one of the best ways to make money. It's definitely one of the best ways to make money. Okay, so cool. Your team is amazing. Your transition is amazing. Tell us, like, what do you get like on a normal day, like people hitting you up? Like you must see these transformation stories all the time.
All day.
Can you think, I know you mentioned a couple, can you think of like a specific one or tell us a story about like maybe even early on, like when you just started?
Yeah.
How was that? You started to get a lot, maybe you were already getting it, but how was that? You started to get, as this thing started to grow, a lot of people hitting you up.
Yeah, so even me, so your actual DM only holds, your unreads only holds 100 at a time. And
what happens with the other ones? I've never hit that.
They get pushed out. So Mikey
knows I don't.
It will only hold 100 at a time. So if you open it, it will hold as many as you open. But the unreads only holds 100 at a time.
Yeah.
I'll cycle through that daily.
Gotcha.
So I'll get 100, and the next day, if I'm like, oh shoot, that message I meant to respond to it, won't even be there. I won't even be able to find it. It'll be gone. Yeah. And these you can't find them. They're just gone, right? It pushes them out. So, man, they have been crazy. There was a guy in Finland that he was 308 pounds. And through just watching my Instagram, never even bought Motivated.fit, just watching Instagram and listening to what I was preaching about mindset, about pushing yourself, about motivation, this, that, and changing your life for the better. He was watching my diets. He was watching the things that I was posting with food, everything, right? He changed his life. He ran in the span of a year and a half, dropped all the way down to, it was like 168 pounds.
No way.
Ran a marathon. like is an absolute beast, bro. Yeah. And he that's a huge life transformation. People that got all the way on the diet and now don't have to take medications anymore, right? Because they were like, I followed your diet to a T, and it's incredible what started to happen. You know what I mean? Because in the diets that I give, it's all, granted, I try to get you to buy organic foods if you can, you know what I mean? If not, but it's all whole foods. So it's all healthy foods. It's good servings of vegetables that you need, you know what I mean? It's eat enough carbs to get you where you need to go. The fluctuation of these things all matter based on you as a person. Your goal is this, that, if you have diabetes, if not, if you have this, you know what I mean? All of these things matter in building a diet correctly for someone to get them where they want to go in the amount of time that they want to do it, right? So, man, people, what's up? Which one? Oh yeah, Eli. Eli was like, in months, how much weight did he lose? 240 to 180. Yeah, like 240 to 180. And so
No way, in 6 weeks?
Huge, bro. And was dropping pounds after that. So we were like, where do you live? I want to meet you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he came out, and he's like, he's solid, bro. And he pushes Motivated.fit heavy because it worked for him. You know what I mean? It works. It will work for anybody that actually does the work. Yeah. If you follow it, 100% it's gonna work, regardless. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's been crazy ones, super emotional ones. People that I get a lot of people that were like, yo, I just went through a breakup, but you know what I mean? Listening to this like changed my life. I just went through this. I just lost this person. you know what I mean? I'm by myself. I don't have anything. But with this, realizing my true power and realizing the power that I have in my potential, you know what I mean? I can do this, and I know that I can. So it's like the physical changes the physical changes are dope, but like I said, the mental changes, you know what I mean, are the ones that really resonate with me and the ones that mean the most, because this person's life has changed forever.
Physical is such an important part of life that absolutely, man. You transform your physical, change your life. Yeah. So, all right, man. Let's talk a little bit about where you're going. You already said you're potentially. Even if you get to 500,000, that's crazy. Like the transformation you've seen. What else is going on in the future? Let's talk future here.
So for Motivated.fit, we see. Back to the first dinner that we had when we were setting goals, everybody had a different goal that they wanted. And I forget who exactly had said it, but they were like, potentially we can grow this big enough to sell to Beachbody. We probably get bought out. And it was John's dad that was like, no, we're gonna be the next Beachbody. We're gonna sell to Beachbody. We'll be Beachbody. And so I actually see that happening. So I have coming like a full comprehensive weight training course, athletic weight training course. We have a motivated women's coming, a motivated bodybuilding. We have a lot of different courses that we want to do once we find the right people for them. I have a motivated boxing course that I want to do. Nice. So just expanding our brand to a lot of different aspects in like health and fitness, but to keep it fun. You know what I mean? Nobody likes like boring workouts. Everybody likes to keep changing it up. So I want to give people options, and I want to give people something that's going to be right for them and something that they're going to do and something that they're going to follow, you know? And so it's just finding the right people to be, the complement to that, right? So we need the right bodybuilder that has the right personality, that has the right motivation push, that fits on brand with Motivated.fit. We need the right woman to do that. We need the people for that. So I see Motivated.fit growing so big, bro, and not even that. It's endless what we can do with this. And this is not just with fitness plans. We can do this with any kind of plan. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily need to be that. I want to drop a motivated mentorship, which will be me essentially just bringing in like people that I know, my clients, just people that I look at as successful, right? That have something to say, that might have something positive to say, that might have something to give my following and my people, or the people that want to listen to it. You know what I mean? Just something useful, something, whether it's business, whether it's motivation, anything like that. But I will, within the next couple months, probably we'll have a motivated mentorship. A lot of people have been asking about that. A lot of people have been asking about a course of how do you become successful in fitness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is that?
That's a huge one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of do you take the personal training route? Do you do this? Do you do that? Do you open a gym? Do you know what I mean? What route do you take and how should you do it? How should you go about it? What does it take to start that? This and that. Yeah, bro, the possibilities with this are endless. And like, I can't, to see how fast it grew in the months last year to now, I can't wait to see it multiply this year. But how many times it will multiply this year? You know what I mean? And how far we'll be able to push this and how big we'll be able to push this. And like, yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome to see.
Well, this is exciting, man. It's almost like you guys have got a movement going. Because like I said, I see all these different ones and there's just something that stands out about it. And like, there's all these different marketing aspects, but you can see that it's definitely something unique.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Let's plug all your stuff.
Yeah.
For anybody listening. Where can they find you?
So Motivated.fit, you can find the plan, Motivated.fit. My Instagram is B.motiv8ed. It's B.motiv8ed. My Facebook, same thing. It's B.motiv8ed. And my YouTube, same thing. B.motiv8ed.
I haven't seen, how's the YouTube doing? I haven't looked at your YouTube.
So that's like number one on the list of things to beast on. And this is something, this is something that people have been asking for me forever.
Yeah.
Cause I've been great at boosting out content on like the Instagram, but it's also, I do a lot of my work myself. I'll film my own videos, I cut my own videos, I edit my own videos, everything, right? So to do it with Instagram and be pushing the Instagram and the growing channel, and then to also do it with YouTube, granted it's an extra job, but at the same time it's necessary and it's my next step in the things that I need to do. It's something honestly I've been lagging on that I just haven't gotten on. But I actually just released one the other day. It's doing great. The response to it was great. It's informative. It's entertaining. It's you take a lot from it, and yeah, I mean the ads on YouTube, beast, bro. Yeah, and that's like that's funny because I don't have a YouTube presence yet on my own channel, but I have people that come up to me like, "Yo, you're that YouTube star." I'm like,
I saw it on the YouTube ads, yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, well, that's a manifestation for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna become the YouTube star. You know what I mean? But yeah, they see that, they see the ads, and we have over 4 million views on an ad, right? We have this many people seeing that see Motivated.fit all the time, and the best part about it is hearing the people say like, I had seen this, and this is actually an ad that I watched, and they're like, you know how many times that like a Vimeo ad pops up or this ad or that ad, you can't wait till that 5 seconds is done so you can click off of it. They're like, this is actually an ad that I watched, and it all came down to like that, like grasping entertainment, grasping attention in the beginning. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So that's where you can find me.
All right. Awesome.
Come on, hop over.
Brandon,
take something from it.
Thank you for coming out. John, thanks for joining us. And go check it out, guys. Motivated.fit at Brandon. No, it's at your Insta at B.motiv8ed with an 8 and YouTube.com/B.motiv8ed.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, thank you for coming out. And that's a wrap.
Appreciate you guys having me, man.
Thank you, my man.
Yo, my man, definitely, bro.